Good evening. Welcome to today's study and win session. To have you all today about cloud security to win exciting. If you don't know, this is hosted by AWS User Group West Africa. The goal for this study and several other events is to provide insights on AWS practices, share knowledge in discussions around latest in the industry. Topic is monitoring activity, and this session preventing unauthorized AWS accounts in user activity. Our speaker for esteemed speaker for today, who is Azure most valuable and a community builder for, and is recognized for contributions to the Azure community. He is a cloud architect, DevOps and trainer, and a technology with a focus Azure, Windows, Linux, and related technologies.
All right.
You enjoy today's feedback, flags,
Thank you so much, Ade, for that wonderful section.
welcome, sir.
Thank you very much
How was your
for the introduction.
day?
Fine and
How
yours.
was
My
your
day
day?
was fine. My day was fine and yours.
It was sunny and stressful.
All right. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. So, hello everyone. Welcome to today's section. So we got some time off because we needed to recoup and come back health and party to give you something exciting. And it's been about 7 weeks now. We started the study and win price section, and it's been an amazing section so far. And we hope you have learned some new things about the AWS cloud. And today's section is just going be about monitoring the root user activity. And you and I know that root user is one of the key user, one of the government that govern your cloud environment. As long as AWS is concerned, you do not have rights. No other user has rights that the root user has. So it is very important, it is pertinent that you as the owner of AWS cloud environment constantly monitor and protect this user from vulnerabilities and a lot of other several attacks. And for your information, we are actually planning, let me just break this news to you all in case you do not know. We are actually planning for our AWS community day, and it's going to be centered on security, and that's going to be very fantastic for everyone. And you watch out, follow us on social media to get more information on that. So let's quickly jump right into today's section. So some of the agenda we're going to be looking at is we are going to get to understand who is root user. We all know who a root user is, but we're going to shed more light on it. And we're also going to be looking at best practices for you to protect root user accounts. We're also going to be looking at how you can monitor and get notified about about the activities of a root user. Then you're going to understand why you need to monitor this account. So let's jump right into the slide. So the first slide is who is a root user? And this is a question that is very common and I would expect everyone to be able to answer. So from what we have on the screen, so when you first sign up to your AWS account, the first individual that sign up that account, the first identity that sign up for that account is the root user. And this first identity, known as the root user, has full and complete, a kind of complete access to all of your AWS resources, including your billing account and every other information. So it is very important that this root user is protected and guided a kind of jealously. You don't just be careless about the credentials of your root user. The root user normally the root user account is accessed by signing in with the email and password that you use to creating your AWS account at the first instance. So AWS strongly recommend that you do not use the root user account for your everyday tasks. You need to safeguard your. I'm going to show you a link where you can get a list of specialized tasks that can be performed by the root user account. So check out the task section and you get the link there. So there are specialized tasks for a kind of root user to do, and you are not permitted, it is not recommended for you to use the root user account for other activities aside the recommended one. So that is what you need to understand. So you understand that this identity with so much power to your AWS account is called the root user. And now you look at from the structure, from the diagram we have, you have AWS organization and the organization root structure. Now you have the root account. The root account is actually the root user. This is the best here, right here. So all other infrastructure, cost, security, service depend on this account. So it is not something we should play with. It is not an account we should actually mess with at all. So now looking at best practices for protecting root user accounts, we have some best practices in place for you to use and protect the account. Now you need to limit the tasks to perform with root user account. Just as I said before, there are specialized list of tasks recommended by the AWS for the root user to perform. Don't create access keys for the root user. Instead, you create IAM with admin privilege, admin level privilege to do some tasks. Do not create, because anyone with access keys can be forced into your AWS environment and can cause a lot of problems. So it is not recommended that you create access keys for the root user. So you have to enable NFA, of course, multi-factor authentication. It's very important that you do that. So once you do that, it actually adds an extra layer of security by thereby extending the capability of your security for the AWS cloud environment. So you need to use strongly worded password. The password must be strong. It must be a kind of alphanumeric with special characters and all that. It shouldn't just be something that can easily be guessed. The root user password must be strong at all times. So never share your root user account password with anyone or access key. If it happens that you create one access key, do not share it with any other person. So you're not also you are expected to change the root user password from time to time. Do not stick to one password because if anything happens, that password is gone. And also you are also expected to create IAM role for admin access users. There are some IAM rules you need to create while you are carrying out some specialized tasks. Maybe when you're trying to access a service, maybe let's say you want to set up a Microsoft, you want to activate a Microsoft Active Directory using the AWS directory on the AWS cloud, and you want people from the Microsoft Active Directory to access resources on AWS. So you need to that those are like federated users. You need to set up some admin role, admin access role for them to be able to do that. So also we also need to also have login with admin access from a new IAM user. Do not use the root account for this. So set up AWS config rules for security reasons. AWS config rules will constantly report on the activities and vulnerabilities of your cloud environment. Also, you can use AWS Security Hub to have the best experience of your cloud environment. So from the diagram we have, what you need to do once you create an AWS account, it establishes your root user identity. This identity is what you must protect. Now create your first IAM user and give it permissions to create other users. It is not even expected that you use, most people make mistake of trying to create users using the root account. It is not advisable. So we must do that. We must ensure that we are actually creating IAM users to carry out these tasks. So also when you log in as the new IAM user and continue to create other users, only access the root user for a limited number of tasks. It is very important. If you must sustain the security of your cloud environment, it is important that you stick to these best practices at all times. So now monitor and get notified about root user activities. We have on the screen that what can you put in place, what AWS services can help you to achieve this. You need to create, we have CloudWatch. CloudWatch is an event rule. You help you to detect any AWS account root user API event that notify you through, it has to be through a Lambda function that you have defined. So it will trigger the Lambda function, and the function then processes the root user API event, and you get notified through SNS and topics. Then a kind of a notification will be sent to your email that so things is going on your AWS environment with the root user account. So you need to understand that. So from the diagram we have the root user from here. The root user starts by carrying out some activities on his own, and CloudWatch rules in which we have defined will capture this event, detect the event, and trigger a Lambda function that you have defined to actually spell out the root user activities. Now, the Lambda function will publish a message to SNS, simple notification service, and that SNS will send an email to an email account that you put when you were trying to set up this. And this whole thing can be achieved by you creating a cloud formation stack that and setting up everything, storing the Lambda function in an S3 bucket, and defining your CloudWatch event rule, and also creating the SNS subscription. So that's how you can achieve this. So moving on, we have how do you use CloudWatch to achieve this monitoring of activities for a root user. So you go through when you define the cloud formation stack and run the stack, the rule that you have defined in your CloudWatch event will detect the console login that something is going on. There is someone that the root user is trying to log in. It will detect it and all other API events by a root user and trigger the Lambda function, which you have set as the target. Then that will now And when such events are detected, of course, you can see from the screen now the API call that's made via CloudTrail. You must define CloudTrail. One of the prerequisites is that you must set a create and enable a multi-region CloudTrail and CloudTrail trail for all the AWS regions. Then you must have the root activity lambda function file which we have defined, and that file must be uploaded to an S3 bucket for it to work. Then after that, you now create CloudFormation stack. Now I'm going to show you the stack I have with me and see how we can walk through that. So now from the console, from the screen now, we have that, oh, this event is actually detecting console login in event in CloudTrail. So now the user, the identity that we're trying to track his activities is the root user. So now the root user, then it will trigger the lambda function which we have defined here. Something is about to go on. So you now that will now alert you via email. You get to be an alert and get to know, oh, it's actually being used for a good purpose. That your root user account is not being compromised and all that. So now I will jump to why do you need to monitor the user account, his activities and all that. So there's a question. I thought it also works if the cloud trace posted to CloudWatch logs. Yes, of course, you can define cloud trail. You can define the rule. You can define it from CloudTrail and send the CloudWatch log and send the this thing to be posted to CloudWatch logs. So that's another way. There are several ways you can actually monitor the root user activities. You can define from CloudTrail. You can as well go through the log process, which I have the lab, which I would like everyone to go through. I have a lab from AWS team. Let me check if I can get that. If I can get the link for the lab, so you can actually carry out some exercise after this. Okay, I have the link. I'm going to share this link. This link, and there's a lab for you to perform. You can actually do that at your leisure time. It will actually enable you to learn more. So let's go on why monitoring root user activities. So we have yeah, at least it will help you to prevent some unauthorized access to your AWS account, to reduce some level of risk on your system, and also it can also use it to turn down on security vulnerabilities within your AWS account. Of course, we all have known that AWS root user account is a very powerful user. In fact, is a super user, superpower that has all the power that you may ever think of to access your account. So it must be guarded jealously and not being exposed. And the reason why you need to do that is for you to be able to get some access to all that. So now I will go on to like a step that you can. Okay, I was talking about using the lambda function, the CloudWatch event rule at the other time. So I'm going to look at now. You can actually define the lambda function. This is the Python code that helps you to track that. Now, this lambda function code function will be stored on S3 bucket, and you can see from the screen that it covers everything about from the one that will target the name of the event to the one that will target the AWS root user account, alias, and also the one that will target the SNS topics when you are defining it. So that is this. These are the steps, and for you to be able to deploy these, there are steps you need to take. The deployment step is gives you when you like I said, you need to create. If you want to go through the elaborate process, apart from using the cloud trail to track down the activities, this long process will actually last longer than that short cut. You create the cloud formation stack on your own and store it somewhere. Now you now choose a region for you to that you want to create, deploy this cloud formation stack, and it must be the same region with the cloud trail. that you have defined already. They also work together to monitor the API activities of the root, root user account. So now there are some parameters that you need to spell out in the cloud formation stack template that you define. Such information could include the SNS topic name, SNS subscription, lambda function timeout. Of course, lambda function timeout, I think the default is 30 seconds, if I'm right. Then the lambda function S3 bucket that you need to store this store, and also the key. The key to your lambda function S3 bucket is usually the full path of the bucket URL. So these are the one, and now you have to choose the capabilities, select capability acknowledgement, and then choose to create it. Is what we can actually quickly walk through. Let me bring up my this thing. So I have this. Now, if you have, let me increase my font size. If you have something like a we have the cloud formation template stack that define all the parameters that are stated in the slide. Such parameters include the SNS topic, the SNS topic name, subscription, lambda function parameter can be like lambda timeout, lambda S3 bucket that you need to store this in the cloud formation stack template, and the lambda function as well. So S3 bucket key. So all this will deploy will create a stack for us to use. So I will share this code. So what when I share the code, you can use it to try out something on your own and see how that works. Then here I also have the root user activity. That is the lambda function defined using a prototype to define it. So now we have you import from the JSON format, that's the file format. So it will define, it capture everything from the response to the AWS account and also to the SNS topics as well. So now for you to get started, if you get to our AWS environment, what we need to do is you can create a cloud trail to start with. Let's say we want to create a cloud trail now. So what do we need to do? We need to monitor the user activity. User account. Let me just like that. Let me zoom in so you can. It's like my screen is tiny. So we have the user account here. Now, let's see. See the region also matters. We have it to be in the ACUS. So we create it. Now it has also created Cloud Trail lock for us. Let's open this up. So under the trail, we are in the trail now. So event data store, going to dashboard now. Now event history, these are what I've actually done in some minutes ago. So now the cloud trail has created a S3 bucket where the logs will be stored automatically. So while this is being programmed, let's go to creating a cloud formation stack with the template we have. With the template we have in place. So let's see with this template now. CloudTrail is not free, and so you get to pay. So it's not like free. Now I'm in my transformation interface. I will create a stack. Let's say we want to create a stack now. So we will use um, sample templates where we can design. No, let's create. Let's use template. It's not there. So let's say we want to use. We need to upload the template we have defined. So now I've saved it. If you click on upload, navigate to where you have the template. And this is it, and it's defined in a JSON format. You can choose to view it in a designer just to inspect what's happening. So we have the stack name to be. You can define the stack name to be root user API. Now the parameters that we have on our template, look at the parameter we have. We have some parameter to be SNS subscription, SNS topic name, and all that. So now we need to define a unique name for the SNS topic name, and the subscription should be your email, the email account that you wish it to be notified. In this place, I will not go. I don't go going to use sample email. I'm not going to use this a public place. So we can have sample email at gmail.com or yahoo.com. So this is your email for the subscription. We now have the SNS topic name. This would be a unique name. It could be root user or it could be monitor root API. Now in the lambda timeout actually specify 60 seconds instead of the normal 30 seconds. So if you go to we check through the template. So the timeout is 60 here, but you can choose to increase it. Now, lambda function bucket. Now you need to have created S3 bucket somewhere and bring in. If you go to this S3 bucket, let's see the bucket here that we have. Now the template I uploaded has created an S3 bucket for us already, and this is the bucket. So you are just going to check the name of this bucket and come to this place and put the name here. So now the lambda S3 key would be the full path to the S3 bucket object. Let's assume see the budget the object right here. Click on the object. Now the full path will be this. Copy this and put in the section. Now if you go to click on next, the IAM user that role that you created somewhere, I don't know if this would be, if this IAM role is still valid. Let me check that. Let me check for. And if you go to the IAM portal, now this role and this IAM role is actually used by the Lambda function to perform and kind of certain actions, such as by publishing messages to the SNS topic, listing the account alias, and so on. So now the role I have here would be for lambda function. Let me see something. Put user monitor. Okay. So the service is for it to, the permission is for it to have, okay. So I'm going to modify this permission, or is get rid of it and create a new one by which, let me get rid of this one and create a new one, then assign it to have full access to lambda function. So the service will be lambda function, lambda, AWS lambda. I'll go next. Now the one I will attach, let me see. So I have some some role to detect. I think I should just grant it full access, grant full access. Yes. So it actually works very well. So the rule name is monitor groups API. So so now it has been created. I will search for the role. If you have questions, please, I just see that we don't have much audience. So this is the, I will take this part and this, go back to the, no, this is not happening. Let me refresh this. If I refresh it, it will start afresh anyway. Let's see. I need to get that. Um, this file is already uploaded to S3 bucket. So let me put the name of that S3 bucket there. So instead of creating another bucket, so we have the S3 bucket right here that I wish to. But if I upload another file to create multiple S3 buckets, I want that this tab to get it from there. So I'll just, so I will put the S3 bucket in there. Okay, let me do like this. Let's get rid of this object and build the stack once again. So now let's go back to this, upload the, what we have. Someone said I have from yesterday, though. Okay, so now I'm going to upload this again. The name we had there was monitor good user. So for those of you that just coming new, there's a link in the chat section that has to do with you going back to do your exercise on your own because I actually posted it before. I will just reposted it now. So that link is a lab that will help you to learn more on this. So the string for the SNS subscription would be an email. I'm going to put a sample email. Uh, yeah. So this is the email that the SNS will actually get notification whenever there's an activity on your user account. So now the SNS name must be unique, topic name must be unique. You can just say something monitor root user account. So now the timeout is 60 seconds and the S3 bucket created for this is right here. So it's going to drop the name. This is the name of the bucket. Then the string will be the object. Okay, you're supposed to have an object uploaded here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is that we're going to upload an object. Now this object is the lambda function that will monitor the user activity. So this is the object. So we upload it and we close this. So now we have that. So I'm going to use the lambda function link in this place. So the permission be is not picking the role I created. Okay, I can go to my role to the I can go to my IM role and copy the link. Okay. Now we have defined one role here before, and the role name is yeah, I think it was monitor. Okay, this is it. And it's specifically for the lambda function. So I'm going to get the ARM and come to this place and place it. Now it will say that AWS Cloud Formation will use this role for all stack operations. So now you can choose behavior on provisioning when you come to cloud formation and stack. You can preserve successfully provisioned resources, or you can choose to roll back resources to a last known stable state. This is very important in case you are deploying in software or an infrastructure. So in this case, we leave it there. So now we have the template URL to be this. Now this is the email to be notified. Then we are going to also create an SNS topic after this. So you acknowledge the capability and submit. Let's say though that you have error here. So it's invalid or cannot be assumed. The role is what the problem is coming in now and cannot be assumed. So role is always an issue in terms of when it comes to information stack of this kind. So let's find out. Now, if the role is assumed early and you're able to create the submit and create the cloud formation stack, so the next thing would be to go and create your SNS topic. You try this out on your own. I can share the root user account code and the lambda function in the. Okay, I don't know the names. I can share with everyone here. Let me create. I'm going to put it on Google Drive and then send the link to everybody, so you can on your own do something with this. And also, I just shared a link for you to also learn more. So I'm getting the role that is compatible with this cloud formation stack. Once that role is fixed, it goes through. So now, another thing we need to do is to create SNS topics. So now I'm going to share a link with you containing those code, lambda function and cloud formation stack template. So I'll upload that to my drive and share with you. Okay. So now I have a minute. Let me show something before that. Let me. I'm trying to get you a link the to those files, so you can as well use them to create something on your own. Okay. So I just share the link in the chat. So this link now contains the lambda function file and the code and the cloud formation stack template. So now, okay, I'm in the SNS topic screen. I think I have one of this topic. Right? I click on this. Okay, so you can define your topic name very easily. It's not. Next step would be now. I prefer use standard because this works well with display name, which is optional, is not compulsory. Every other thing can be by default. You create the listing. Now you can publish a message if you wish. So this is how to create this stuff. Let's see something. We cannot start to troubleshoot the issue with the cloud formation stack. This issue now, right now, because of our time. So I implore you at your leisure time, get the code file from the link I shared and do something on your own by trying to see if you can create a role that will be easily assumed by CloudFormation stack, CloudFormation, and create the all the things for you. So in fact, you don't need to go again to create what's called the SNS topics. That template will define everything, will create everything for you once it is deployed. So this is a way of showing you in case you want to create them separately, you can come here and do it. But once you deploy this CloudFormation stack, it will deploy everything for you, both the your SNS topic and Lambda function and all that you need. Ensure that you upload your Lambda function to S3 bucket, just as it's done. Once you upload the stack, it will automatically create an S3 bucket for you. So it is that in that S3 bucket that you now upload the lambda function to monitor the user activity. So that's just what you need to do, and that's it. Once you do that, put a valid email. Since you're going to do it on your own, this place you need to put a valid email for a kind of subscription that will notify you on all that. So now we jump into taking questions if you have any. If you have any questions, so you can take questions before we go into our quiz for today. And all those that won quiz yesterday, if you are around, have you received your voucher yet, your credit? If no, guess maybe you have not sent your details. So, and I will now bring up a date to, we need to administer the quiz for everyone today and see how what we can get out of it. So now we are going to go to the Kahoot platform. Okay. So again, is back.
Thank you for this insightful episode.
Uh,
I have to go
yeah.
back to.
So,
I've never
okay.
really
So,
done all of this. It was very insightful. Yeah, thank you very, very much for your knowledge today.
so
If you have
we,
any
we have
question in the chat box before quiz in a minute.
okay. So now we are going to start the quiz. You go to, we all know the popular platform to log in. For those of you that have been participating, Kahoot.it. So now the game pin is loading up for you to use. So the game pin is right here on the screen. That is 6059129. We have checks entered that have joined the game, and
Trade.
we need to, we expect other people who have not been participating so far. Okay, Bayomi and Co. Noble. We have four people on the quiz. Okay, is that all? Do we have more other person? Okay, is it Saho? South, okay, the name sounds like one country in Africa. Africa. Okay, we have no, no name.
No.
Tribes are Bayomi, Molengo, Noble Saul, and no name. Okay, so we have about six participants up there. Tolu, is it Tolu? Is not joining today. You have been waiting all this while. You don't want to join. Are you there already? Okay, so now let's start. Um, okay. So now, in as much as we talk about security, it's also a way of securing access to your EC2 as well. The question says, which of the following is used as a secure way to log into an EC2 Linux instance? I think this is one of the bonus questions in this quiz. We have two answers so far. We have three answers, four. I think we have six participants, five remain one person. Okay, five people got it right, right? Okay, so let's see the person that top. So we have Abayomi to be the topmost winner for this question one. So we go again for question two. Now, the question says all of these except one are ways to protect the root user account. So we have option to be enabling factor authentication, setting complex password, creating an access key for the root user, creating an admin level IME role user to perform high privilege activity. So we have one answer. Okay, just one person got it right. All right. And that person is a biomistic talk. Okay. So three. Question three is you can monitor the root user's activities by using the following except we have an database CloudWatch event rule, database cloud formation stack, database lambda, and SNS. We have question already. Okay. So now we have who is still talking. Saul has come up and it's about overtaking Abayomi. That's good. Okay. So next question says when configuring monitoring for the root user's activities, you create A is create cloud formation stack and store the lambda function on S2 bucket. Create an IME role for the root user and store credentials in key pairs. So C is you. I think the time is faster, but okay. We have just one person, and that one person is just a biometric top. Okay. So do let's go to the I think the last question in this series. This is a bonus question as well. Who is a root user? So an IM user with admin permission, an identity with full access, federated user with complete access, an IM role with full access. We have no answer in this. One, two, three, five. Okay. So now we got to know the final winner for the whole quiz and all that. I think Abayomi is still the winner. Okay, Abayomi is the winner. Mulero came second. Noble came third. So the rule is that the winner is entitled to $50 AWS credit, while the second and third is entitled to $25 worth of AWS credit. So now what you need to do for us is to send us your let me get we didn't get the question, it was lagging. Oh, maybe the time was fast. Okay, apologies on that. Let's get to the email you can share your details with. I know a lot of you must have had our email. You can we are going to oh, okay. Well, the time was faster at the grade two. Sorry about that. Apologies. I think the second was actually set to be shorter in those questions. So now you can let's get to the email to share your question with us. Um, what is the email? Okay, a minute. So what you need to share with us is your name, full name. Attach your nickname. I'm seeing on the screen here. Then once we get your nickname, we'll be able to compare with what we have on our screen, on our records. That this person actually participated. So send us those information, and let me get to in an email. You can share it to my email for now. We will send you through the because I can't get hold of the other email. Share it with me. You are going to respond through our official user group email.
Ping
That's my email.
out the email to. Okay. I,
So
I was about
share
to
your
type.
share your this again. Okay, Jay, what did you say?
I said that was the email that they will send to chat box.
Yeah, yes, just drop
Are
the
they
email.
sending it to our official.
No, I cannot get hold of that official email at the moment. I'm not using my regular laptop. So we are going to get send it to this one, but we are going to respond to you using our official email.
Okay.
Please ensure your nickname is attached. If you wish us to show you on maybe what did you say? Please, you said we should share what with you. Okay, your full name, first name and last name, and attach your nickname. I guess name like Nobo is not your full name. It should be like a nickname. So attach your nickname. That oh, this person, so that because we are knowing you for with your nickname, we don't know your real name at this point. So send us your full name. Attach your nickname. Sorry, thank you for that. Okay, so we were expecting your email, and thank you for joining the section today. We hope you learned one or two things. And also, the our session continue next week. We are not going to put a break again. We actually took some break so that we can be maybe we can recoup ourselves and come back health and hearty for you. And also, good news is that we are planning our AWS Community Day, so coming up sometime in August, and it's going to be a very fantastic one. It's going to be an in-person event, and that's what is keeping all of us in the user group busy. We're trying to give you the best experience in that event. So now we have come to the end of today's session. We expect your details. Thank you for your time. Bye.